Welcome to the Upside podcast, where we help you get unstuck in your life and your business by provoking meaningful change from the inside out. I'm your host, Theresa Flood, and we are doing part 2 of What is Your Genius? And if you did not listen to the episode before this called What is Your Genius, I would encourage you to go back and listen to this if you're not familiar with the working genius concept. If you are familiar with the working genius concept, we should still go back and listen to my episode because you probably never heard it from me, but you could go ahead and listen to this one, because we are going to talk about how the working genius can help you in your team become more productive. There's 3 key things that I love about using the working genius as a tool for teams. And so if any of these 3 things tend to describe your organization, then you really do need to listen to this. Do you struggle sometimes with projects or initiatives getting stuck? Meaning there's a great idea, or you get started with something, and then somewhere along the line, the project stalls or gets stuck. You have it maybe on your 12-week year if you're using that for goal setting, or you have it on your GPS, your business plan, and you look up at some point in the process and you realize, yeah, we're kind of stuck. We haven't really moved this along. It could be you are missing something in your working genius team map. If you are having a lot of high turnover in your team, now there could be a lot of reasons for high turnover in a team or a business. But one of the reasons could be is that you have maybe it's the right people in the wrong seat. Maybe they are doing too much of their time spent in the phases of work that are draining their energy and causing them to be frustrated and less fulfilled. Because the tricky part is that just because something is not our genius doesn't mean we aren't good at it. So you could hire somebody that actually has the skill set for doing a particular role in your company, but actually the phase of work that they're having to spend the majority of their time in drains their energy. They may actually be good at it, and that can sometimes be deceiving, but it will cause eventually turnover in your organization. Or the third reason, that if you have low morale on your team, if you have just or highs and lows, you have a moody team, if you will, where sometimes the energy is strong and then sometimes it just feels like, hey, we're just not clicking, morale is low, we're frustrated, that type of thing. Working Genius could be a solution to help you with that. So again, this is not a personality assessment. This is a productivity tool, meaning how do you get more done in your work because your people are more fulfilled and they're less frustrated. So I'm just going to remind you, remember, understanding your team's geniuses is going to be key. So you can go to workinggenius.com to take the assessment. So if you are leading a team and you're using this tool in that way, you're going to want to have everybody on your team take that assessment. So if you're leading a team, it's kind of fun to do your guesses of what you think your people are going to be, and then have them take the assessment, because sometimes we have people pigeonholed in a way that actually can be a little surprising. So remember, wonder, those are the people that are asking questions, they're challenging assumptions. This could be the person that's constantly asking you why, and it may almost feel like they're not on board with things or that they're being negative, right? They may just have the genius of wonder and are able to look and see things outside the bigger picture. You have your inventors, which are your idea generators. You have your discerners. These are your people that are great at making decisions. They're intuitive, great judgment. Your galvanizers, they rally the team. If your galvanizer speaks, everybody on the team listens, right? This is the one, if I can get Bill on board, everybody is going to be on board with this. You have your enablers. These people help move your ideas forward. And then tenacity is your finishers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the 6 geniuses or the 6 phases of work. And I'm going to tell you what problems may show up if you don't have somebody on your team that's really operating in this area of genius. Okay. So with the genius of wonder, if you are missing the genius of wonder on your team, you might, as an organization, be slow to identify big opportunities or problems. You might be missing that first phase of work, right, that actually initiates change. So you're stuck doing the same things all the time. If you don't have a genius of wonder that's willing to speak up and voice their thoughts or their questions, the rest of the team is too busy to slow down and notice. And so you're missing opportunities because of that. If you're missing the genius of invention, then you would be maybe an organization that's having a hard time innovating. You just recycle the same old ideas over and over. The same solutions get brought back to the table. You're not being innovative in your steps. If you are missing discernment, you might be surprised when things don't work. Maybe you have strong inventors on the team. They're coming up with great ideas, but those ideas aren't properly fleshed out by people who are great discerners. And then you're kind of surprised, like, I really didn't see that coming. I'm surprised that that didn't work because these ideas weren't carefully really thought through and tweaked when they were on the board. So galvanizing, if you are missing the genius of galvanizing, you may have the greatest ideas in all of the land. They are fleshed out. They are like, they should absolutely work. But if you don't have galvanizers, then the rest of the team or the rest of the organization or your customers and clients aren't getting on the bus with you. And so you're getting stuck. You've got all these great ideas, but it's stopping with the people that came up with the ideas. You're not getting everybody else bought into the solutions. It could be that you're missing a galvanizer, or that you have a galvanizer that has not been empowered to help you really initiate those ideas or those programs. The next one is enablement. So if you're missing enablers, this is, again, you've got maybe great ideas, you've flushed them out, everybody is on the bus, and then you're stuck, right? It doesn't actually get to that next step. You're just an ideas company with a lot of enthusiasm and then nothing, okay? That can be because you don't have those people that are going to take it from the idea conception, all the excitement, and they're willing to go enable that job to actually get done. And they're going to get joy and fulfillment out of doing so. So if you don't have enablers, you may lack help and support. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a solo entrepreneur, this is a real challenge, I think, for solo entrepreneurs, especially in real estate. If you don't have that gift of enablement and tenacity, you've got all the great ideas, you have all the enthusiasm in the world, but it's when you're able to make that first hire of somebody who can then come and take your ideas and bring them to life and fruition that you really see your business move to that next level. And then the last one of tenacity, this is just, if you're missing tenacity in your business or your team, you're going to see a lot of projects not get finished. You're going to fail to complete projects or initiatives. And so you may even have that person that kind of comes alongside that galvanizer and says, I'm going to help and support you with this. But then the minute that the galvanizer is galvanizing something else, they're off to help them. And that initial project, you have a bunch of things that have been started, maybe moved a little bit through the process, but you can't really check them off and say that they were totally completed. So those are some of the holes that you might find. And again, in any time in our business that we're finding ourselves stuck, I will encourage you, there is a solution to get unstuck and to get to that next level. And really, when we lead our people to be in the highest and best use of their talents, when they are operating with the most amount of energy and the most amount of fulfillment, that is when we're going to see the greatest returns on the work that they're putting in. And so it takes a moment to slow down for just a minute to really understand what makes ourselves tick, what makes the people around us tick, and then figuring out, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to hire somebody else. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to let anybody go. It could just be that you need to look at what everybody's roles are and how do you pull them into doing more of the things in the phase of work that's going to help them be fulfilled, but also help your business actually get unstuck and to see the fruition of the vision that you have. So, again, a couple action items. If you haven't taken the assessment, workinggenius.com is definitely what I would encourage you to go do. Take that and take that with your teams. And I am a certified Working Genius consultant. And so if you would like to do a workshop where we can do a team map and really dive into the challenges that you have and figure out how to enable your team to thrive at the most optimum level, TheResaFlood.com is where you can find more information about that. Thank you for tuning in with me today to the Upside podcast, and we will be back next week. Remember, when you invest into your growth every single day, it will yield great returns in your life and your business.